Welcome back to Endurance Sweat for this fourth part in the series, Zwift Fitness Tracking. In this fourth part, we'll be looking at Zwift's training plans. When I first conceptualized this series, I called this fourth part Training Plans. But Zwift is evolving very rapidly, and it's probably more appropriate to call this fourth part Zwift Training Platform. I'll explain. Originally, Zwift offered us workouts and training plans, and they've added training metrics, training score, and status, as I reviewed in part 3 of this series. And now they're using those training metrics to make training recommendations. Next up, what workout or ride you might want to do next, and adjusting our training goals. So you can see that it's moving from just offering us workouts and plans to measuring our training, and now using those measures to make recommendations for workouts and managing our training load. But that's not all. They've now announced that sometime this month, they're going to offer us the ability to plan or schedule our upcoming rides or workouts using the companion app. And that schedule may be preloaded with workouts that you have coming up from a Zwift training plan that you've signed up for, or a connected app like Training Peaks or Trainer Road. Well, that begs the question, what comes next? I listened to this podcast on FastTalk Laboratories with 2 Zwift employees who shared some insights of what Zwift has in mind. And I'll share those insights with you at the end of this video. Okay, let's get right to it. There's a lot to talk about. Most likely, you're familiar with Zwift's workout collections and plans. In-game, you can click on workouts. Then there are workout collections, all workouts, which you can sort by duration or effort, and training plans. If you click on a workout in-game, this workout is 2x2, it's a 30-minute workout. It'll show you the intervals, and it will also show you the stress points associated with that workout. However, if you look at that workout on the companion app, well, it won't show you the stress points for that workout. To see the stress points associated with the workout, you have to check it out in-game. Let's talk a little bit about Zwift's training plan. There are currently 17 Zwift training plans, and they go from 4 weeks all the way up to 12 weeks. Let's have a look at the FTP Builder plan. It's a 6-week plan with 5 hours per week, and Zwift says it's designed for beginners. And here's the plan summary. In the plan summary, you can see the duration of each workout. Personally, I'd also like them to show you the stress points associated with each workout. But in any case, it shows you the total distance that you'll be riding over the course of that plan, the total duration, and the number of calories that you'll burn. And if you scroll over, it'll show you each of the workouts, including the stress points associated with each workout. And then, if you find the plan suits you, why you can enroll. Let's have a quick review of Zwift's training metrics. There's training goals, training score, and status. But from here, I'm going to move on and talk about how Zwift is using these metrics to make recommendations for you. Oh, I should also mention that Zwift incorporates your outside rides and can also incorporate your runs. So Zwift has a complete picture of your riding and your running when they make recommendations for you. In my previous video, I've mentioned that you can look at your weekly goals on the companion app, and you can set goals for distance, time, calories burned, or stress points. and you set your goal. But did you know that Zwift can auto-adjust your goals? Let's have a look at how to do that. To have Zwift auto-adjust your goal, tap on Weekly Goal. And you can see my current goal is 250 SP. And now I'll move that slider next to Auto-Adjust Goal. And it's increased my goal to 360 SP. And then I'll tap on Set Goal. Now, if we look at fitness trends and scroll down to look at training status, by auto-adjusting my goal from 250 to 360 SP, that'll move me up into the productive range of status by the end of this week. So that's how you have Zwift auto-adjust your goal. Now, while I'm here, I also want to show you how you have Zwift include running in your training metrics. Again, tap on Weekly Goal, and then about halfway down the screen, you can see there's also a slider for Include Running. And you can move that over. And then Zwift will also include your running in your training metrics. And tap on Set Goal again. Zwift has introduced a feature called Next Up, a recommendation for your next workout or ride. On the companion app, it's on the home screen. Next Up. Here it's recommending a workout for me. And if I tap on it, it'll show me the details of that workout. Now, in-game, there's a lot more to it. Again, on the home screen, there's that workout it's recommending for me. And I could just click on Start Ride and I'll begin the process of loading that workout. But then the neat feature is this button called Tune. So yeah, I can choose a workout or a route or a ride with a robo-pacer. And for each of these, I can tune by selecting a shorter or longer workout, shorter or longer route, and with the robo-pacer, again, you can pick shorter or longer recommendations. So this Next Up in-game is quite a developed new feature that Zwift is using to make recommendations for us based on our training metrics. So it's looking a lot more like a training platform rather than just an offer of workouts and plans. On a recent update on Zwift, Zwift has introduced some new features that they'll be rolling out and starting as early as April 2026. So just about now. And the feature that I'm most excited about is the ability to plan your week on the companion app. It should be rolling out sometime during April 2026. Zwift says, plan your week on the Zwift Companion. Got a packed week? No problem. Drag and drop and line up workouts, events, routes, or outdoor spins in seconds. See your whole week at a glance. Reshuffle when life happens. And keep the momentum rolling. Oh, that's an exciting feature. And again, it's another step towards making Zwift a complete training platform. Now, one of the things I've been able to do is to mimic Zwift's graphs for myself on Excel. I've input all my stress scores, and you can see that I've created a graph that looks identical to the Zwift's training score graph. But what I've done is I've also added the acute training load to the graph. So I can see whether my acute training load exceeds or falls short of my current training score. And I've also been able to do the same for the status graph. Now, why is this important? Oh, let me show you in a sec. Let's say I'm going to sign up for the Build Me Up Zwift training plan. It's a 12-week plan. And there you can see the plan summary. Now I've input all the stress points for each of the workouts in that training plan to my Excel spreadsheet. So now I can see what my training score will look like over the course of that training plan. And similarly for my status graph, will I stay in that fresh status or will that training plan put me into productive? And here you can see that by the end of that training plan for me, it would put me in the productive zone. So really very helpful in being able to look at your metrics going forward by inputting the training load associated with any training plan. And if Zwift ultimately adds this to the capability, why, that's really taking the Zwift platform to a new level. Now, what I might hope for is dynamic versus static training plans. So auto-adjust the workouts based on your training score and training status and how you're performing in those workouts. Similar to the way training goals can be auto-adjusted. That would really be helpful. So if you had to miss some workouts because you were ill or had to be away, the train would automatically update. Or say you weren't able to complete a workout because it was too hard for you, then the training plan could auto-update so the next workouts would be adjusted. That's what I might be looking for. But that's a big step forward. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I took the opportunity to listen to a podcast on FastTalk Laboratories, where they had two Zwift employees talking about Zwift's next chapter in training and racing. And of course, I'll include a link to that podcast in the description of this video. And here are some of my takeaways from that podcast. Everyone has a goal: riding for health or weight management, improving fitness to stay with the gang on a group ride, getting ready for a Gran Fondo or a racing series, taking in all of our data to make personalized recommendations, and taking in elements of artificial intelligence to the virtual platform. So the recommendations ensure that we get the most out of our training time. They use the phrase, the right load with the right motivation. Not undertrained, not overtrained, with a key element being encouraging consistency. Because if we get overtrained, why, we may have to miss that next workout, or maybe even abandon our training plan. Consistency is a key. That's a point they made several times, to my recollection. And offering coaching guidance, taking the guesswork out of what to do next. So now you get some sense of where Zwift may be headed with a comprehensive training platform. So this brings to an end my 4-part video series on Zwift Fitness Tracking. We covered fitness trends, stress points, training score and status, and now Zwift training platforms. I hope this training series has been helpful, and I hope it encourages you to embark on a training plan to reach your particular goals. I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to Endurance Sweat, and I'd really appreciate receiving your comments. I respond to everyone. And until next time, train hard and let's have fun.